Manifestation. My name is Elijah Waters. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. My first video, I want to talk about what everyone talks about: manifestation. However, I want to break it down into 3 simple steps so that you can practically go about being the person you need to be to make 2026 your greatest year. So, it's a 3-step process. Everyone wants to manifest because why? People want things. You want something. That's why you're watching this. You want to live better. You want to reach higher heights. But the thing people don't really understand is that you must be crystal clear. You must be extremely clear with the life you want to live and who you want to be when you get it. So, you have to know the what in detail. For example, if I want to lose weight, I can't just say, "Oh, I want to lose weight just to lose weight." Why? And what? Most importantly, what? So I want to be 155 pounds. Right now I'm 175. If I want to lose 20 pounds, then I'll have to be like, okay, this is gonna be my weight. This is gonna be my exact weight. This is gonna be my exact build. I want to be able to fit into these types of clothes. Be very specific with what you want out of the desire, out of the goal. And then go deeper and ask yourself why. That's the second step. Why do you want to lose weight? What feeling will you get from this? Oh, people keep talking shit about me, man. I get bullied, or like, I just don't feel my best. I feel ugly. I feel fat. I feel skinny. I just want to change so I can feel better about myself. Know your why. And once you have what you want in grave detail, and also the feeling you want to feel when that desire materializes itself, then you have completed clarity. There are a few ways you can go about achieving clarity. I mean, you can't just, unless you're extremely strong-minded, you just think, oh, okay, this is what I want in detail, this is why, and then just somehow align. You can do that if you just, I don't know anybody who can. Even me, it's hard for me sometimes. But the best way to go about sustaining clarity in your desires is to meditate, have some solitude, take some time out every day to run your desire through your head and remember what you want and who you are. Once you get clarity, we go to the second step, which is arguably the most important and probably the most difficult. You know, lots of people have clarity. It's not too hard to attain, but most people don't have this. Conviction. That's step number 2 in this 3-step process for manifestation. Conviction is basically belief. It's knowing that your desires will manifest itself. It's knowing that you are worthy of what you ask for or what you want. It's faith. It's faith in yourself. It's belief in self. They're all interchangeable. Interchangeable. You have to believe that what you set out to achieve is possible for you. A lot of times we can get in our own way. We have a clear goal. We may hope for something. We may even believe a little bit, but sustaining that belief is probably the most difficult thing when it comes to this step. This is the main thing. However, we want to be aware of our own nervous system. Our nervous system can get in the way of manifestation. So if you're used to being fat, if you're used to being broke, if you're used to not having love, not loving yourself, not being confident, that is stuck in your nervous system. So it'd be tough to break out of that identity loop to let your clear desire manifest itself. A few ways to override your nervous system. You can visualize. Oops. You can visualize your desires and add tons of emotion to your visualization. In your visualization, add so much emotion to where you feel like that desire has already materialized itself. When you do this over and over, you begin to override the nervous system. You'll begin to subconsciously feel worthy because you've been doing the work. You've been resetting your nervous system. You might believe all day long, but you have to emotionally charge yourself with the desires that you want. If you don't, then your own self unconsciously will get in your own way. Let me get up. So visualize your desires and add a lot of emotion into it. That's one way. I believe that's probably the best way. Yeah. So I would say just stick with this. You can also do small wins. Small wins. In the book Atomic Habits, it talks about small wins and the importance of getting better just 1% every day. It does do something to your subconscious, and it does a lot to your nervous system. So you begin to feel like a winner. And that cycle will just cleanse your nervous system so that your desires will be able to be materialized with ease. So this is conviction. The last one, after you have the belief, and the clear desire, and you're not getting in your own way due to trauma, any emotional baggage, etc., then the last thing is you have to let go. You have to let go. This is the biggest, I keep saying this with every step, but I believe this is the biggest part of manifestation. You have to let go. If you don't let go, then you subconsciously tell yourself that you have an attachment towards getting what you desire. And if you have an attachment towards getting it, it basically says that you don't already have it. So it also says you don't have conviction. You can't control everything. Detach. Detachment comes with emotional regulation. This is huge. pleasure or pain, we are still the same. Don't let pleasure or pain throw you off of your manifestation process. Don't let it change your conviction, your level of conviction, your level of belief that you already have. So emotional regulation is the very important. It is very important. A lot of times people go through things. For example, you might be broke one day, right? And you get the car note, you know what I'm saying? You haven't paid that in like 3 months. They calling you, they pressing you. You actually making a lot of money. You actually start making more money. You doing your thing, but you just forgot this bill and this now it's pressing you. You low key kind of you probably threw some money in your investments or your savings. You're not trying to pull that out, but they calling you now. You stressing. When you start stressing and it throws off your frequency, now you giving into your emotions. You're supposed to look at that and be like, it is what it is. I'm gonna get it when I get it. Just don't be emotionally moved by negativity. That's all. Things that go against your desired reality, do not be emotionally moved by it because emotions are the glue. What you charge emotionally, the thoughts you charge emotionally is the reality that you get. So that just goes back into pleasure or pain. Pleasure or pain stay the same. Yeah. So what's another thing for detachment? Detachment, emotional regulation. Yeah. And also be good with or without your desired reality. So this is what really ties in manifestation. You're being emotionally regulated. You're being moving at a high vibration. You're being the person that you see yourself being, regardless of if your desired reality is present or not. So whether it's 1 year down the road, you started a business, a year later, you're still trying, you don't see much results. I mean, okay, if that's the case, you need to do some tweaking. But you don't see too much results. You're trying to make things shake, and you fall into a slight depression. That that wrecks your whole manifestation process. There will be trials and tribulations. There will be pleasure and pain, and you will have to go through obstacles for a while sometimes. I'm not saying it has to take a while. I mean, that's all up to you. But it may take a while sometimes, and you have to be good with or without it. That's the only way you can get your desired reality here in the present. You can't attach yourself to anything that may be in the future. You have to be good with everything you got going on and grateful for that you have in the present. So this ties up everything. It's like the missing piece most people have. A lot of people like go through things, they get close, they go through some obstacles, they quit, or they get into like a funk or low frequency. And that is not the way to materialize your desired reality. So this is manifestation 101. Clarity, conviction, and detachment. these are the 3 main steps you must take in 2026 to actually see your goals manifest. This is very basic. I'll be going over more and more detail, grave detail, and can't wait. Thank you, and have a good 2026.